What's good, everybody? This is Y and Z, conversation between the generations. I represent the Y, the millennials, aka Jay Clark, my good friend, my young whippersnapper over on the other side. Xavier Lewis represents that Z, my brother. How are you this
Man,
week?
I'm doing amazing this week, man. It's been great all around. I mean, it's hot, which is why I cut my hair off. But that heat ain't playing no jokes. I don't know where y'all at, where our viewers are, where you mostly are. But if you're in the South this past couple of weeks, you are catching it.
It's officially towel season. I do not step outside the
Oh,
house without my towel, because especially with nothing up here to catch it,
man,
I got
what?
to, I can't even rock my fitted sometimes like I want to because I just be starting to sweat. It's just like, nope.
Exactly. And then you sweating on the fitted. You got a sweat ring around the fitted cap. It just don't hit it don't hit the same.
Just be hot. Honestly, that's one of the reasons why I miss my hair, simply to catch that sweat. But anyways, what we do here is talk between the generations about life. And we're entering June, which is Black Music Month. We're not entering, we're in it at this point. It's just our first show of the month. And so you're gonna get a lot of music talk probably this month. Music is
Yeah.
where we are really divisive sometimes. Gen Z, we all know is different in the head, but they really different when it comes to the music. So we're gonna find out what it is about this week or this month as we explore a variety of music topics. Like, share, subscribe, hit us up if you've got one a particular area you want us to hit us up. Just let us know and we'll get into it. But let's go ahead and kick off this week's episode with my Jersey brother, or he's actually from Staten Island, but his other half, Redman, is
Right.
my Jersey brother. Method Man and Redman
Yeah.
performed at Summer Jam over the weekend, and Meth was like, never again. Says the generational divide is way too big.
Yeah.
How's a young generation person like yourself feel about that?
I mean, I don't disagree with him. I completely agree. After looking at footage of Method Man up there, now, don't get me wrong, he up there putting on a great show. Like
Mhm.
he's performing. Method Man is up there giving it like he ain't never gave it before. He's up there really, he's doing it. But because my generation, I think this is what I think. I think the generational gap is very, very big because if it's not one type of thing, I don't think my generation is as enticed by it.
What do you mean?
So I think if it's not in that semi-lustful sexual sense, or if the show being put on, it ain't got some, twerking in it, and if it ain't got a viral TikTok dance in it, if it doesn't have certain aspects like that in it, nobody appreciates it. And we know Method Man not getting up there doing a TikTok dance on stage. He's not doing that. He's not doing that. He's going to give his music. It's going to be great. It's going to be well thought out. But because it's not to their taste and their liking, ain't nobody going, my generation not going to get with it.
That's sad. We'll get into that in a second. I don't know what he was doing up there in the first place, to be honest with you.
That lineup, he should have been on that lineup. Whoever put him on the lineup set him up for failure.
They set him up because
Let's talk about that first.
this year's Summer Jam lineup was Doja Cat, Offset, Sexy Red, Method Man and Redman, Sleepy Hollow, don't know who the hell that is, DeVito, I've heard of him, 41, don't know who the hell that is, and T Grizzly, I heard of him. Yeah, Method Man has no place in that. Summer Jam is traditionally a very in the moment show. It's not a cross generational show. It is not the Roots Picnic. It is not Essence Fest. It is literally, these are the hot folks of the moment, and people have showed previous lineups before, so you see that. Like, you go back to '94, it was Queen Latifah, Arrested Development, SWV, Tribe,
Right.
Gangstar, Wu Tang, Nas, and then a couple people you probably haven't heard of: Black Moon, King Just, and Sudden Change. But that's okay. It's very much so in the moment, and you have some legends there, but they were hot then.
Like, think
2001.
about the crowd going from Sexy Red, talk about bow, 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 shake that booty meat,
Yeah, it, it,
to
it,
Method Man.
it doesn't match. It doesn't match up. So it's
It,
poor,
it
poor
it's so
poor
far divided.
programming there. But I think what's interesting though is because these cross generational shows have started to become a thing. You're trying to get the mass group there,
Right.
and I think it's interesting because yeah, y'all stuff does not mix well. Like, I think what we saw when you got into the 2000s, and I think more of these shows, and the late 90s, and more of these shows started to come along, is your legacy acts played well with the contemporary stuff of my time. Like
That's true. That's true.
like Anita Baker and Tony Braxton, they
You
can
could put
jive
them on the
together.
ticket with people from the
Yeah.
90s.
Even old school, even Earth, Wind, and Fire can
You
cross
could put
well
them
and
on the
like
ticket. Right, right.
that stuff mixed well. And what's interesting now is as we expand the generations and these shows try to capture more, y'all stuff sonically, thematically, and how it feels is not going to play well. So it's going to be interesting because it's just like when you bring y'all people in, it's just like, oh, this is different.
It gets
And
ghetto. Let's just call it what it is. It
I
gets ghetto.
I don't want to call it that. It's just it's different. Like it doesn't have to do with subject matter. It's literally your beats, the way y'all put it out there, what y'all know it as for. Like it's just a completely different experience, and it does not fit well with how my generation and previous generations like let's put it this way. So it's 2024. Let's go back to 1994. You could take artists from 74 and put them with some contemporary 94 artists and have a decent show. It would like there would be a couple clashes here and there depending on what, but overall, as we've seen, it can work. You can't do that now.
Not really. Not no
You
more.
can't do
I
that now.
think the music of today, like if we just took music released 23, 24, right? We just took those songs or whatever. It is so, I'm not even going to just say it's so different. Like you could trace it back and figure out how it got to this point, but it's still so far away.
The connections are weak. The connections are weak. Whereas before,
You
yeah,
see what I'm
connections
saying?
connections were strong. Be like, oh yeah, yeah, yep. There's a story being
You
told
could
here.
see
Yeah,
like with your style of music that were indulging most of, you could see clear connections of, oh, okay, I see how they got that from that. They pulling from the old, making it new. Now you just like, whoa,
do
they
y'all
pulled it
even
out of thin air.
do y'all even care?
Nah, if we be real, nah.
I'm curious why? Because I know for us, because you're always going to have this place where older generations or what has come before may or may not embrace, may be hating on, maybe kind of doubting what is new. That's natural. But I feel like for us, or what we saw was an attempt to prove oneself or be like, yes, we belong in the ring or our stuff is just as good as quality. Yeah, you would find ways to make those connections or to be able to take something that's like, yep, we take that, we're gonna reimagine it, same quality. Y'all are just out here like, yeah, we don't give a fuck. And I'm like,
And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I told you, like we were talking before. It's like my generation is just gone to the other extreme. Like one extreme was, oh, you have to have the validation of before. Your generation was kind of that sweet spot, had a little validation, but still being a rebel in your own right. My generation is just kind of like, nah, we don't care what nobody else say. And it's really because the the resources to create your own have become so easy. So you need no validation from anybody else to still be successful now.
true. Like for us, like I said, for us, there was always something new coming along. Or like
Right.
things were being the story was still progressing forward. Like
Yeah.
even if you take the early 90s, you have the introduction of R&B and hip hop kind of becoming a merge like, oh, okay, they can do their thing as hip hop comes to the mainstream. Then you get a shift of different regionalities. You had this, you had the East and the West and the South and the Midwest, and it was always something different or new flavor being presented. Whereas now it's just like, what is really new, innovative, or pushing things forward? And yeah, not,
I'm
mhm.
telling you, it just feels like we're just at a very stagnant place when it comes to black music right now. It's very stagnant. I think in a sense, I think overall it's very stagnant. Not to say that certain individuals aren't still trying to push the boundaries, because certain individuals are, but those individuals aren't getting pushed. Those individuals aren't receiving that great overall recognition like they should for still trying to push that envelope and push the boundary.
So let me ask you this. your generation, because y'all are really coming into adulthood now. Like
Yeah.
you're in those 20s, adulthood is hitting. Is there ever a point? Because like once you kind of get to your 30s, it's like, okay, we're in this. It's you start to join some of the older generations, like, okay, yeah, we're now all in the same demo group.
Right.
We are not
Right.
the target audience. We are now kind of past it. Are y'all ever going to want to join the party in terms of being able to enjoy a function where take a Essence Fest? I see the old school, I see my school, and how it's playing together. If the story was to continue, you're getting old school, my school, and y'all school playing together. But we're saying those not going to play together. Are y'all going to look for stuff like that to start to include y'all if y'all don't care
I,
about anything else?
I hope so. And I'm gonna tell you what it's gonna take. Bring back Shane. Nothing against anybody. But I'm just like, and we talk about it a lot. It's just because Sexy Red is just popping right now. And I was watching, like, you know, where in the world Sexy Red is on WWE right now. Was on there hosting. I'm like, she doing everything right now. My thing is, when she gets in her 80s, is she gonna feel shameful about the stuff she's doing now? Like,
Sexy Red is minstrel. Like she brings that energy. Like the girl was literally on stage at a country event, just up there twerking.
right?
The girl is literally on stage with a big hat. Makes like
Like, bruh.
she. I'm not going to use the C word, but she's minstrel
Oh yeah,
in her art.
very.
And not just Sexy Red, but let me ask you, are y'all going to look back at your stuff?
I hope so. That's why I said bring back Shane, bro. Like they need Shane right now. Just to be like, I don't know, I feel a little shameful. Let's just diet down a little bit and let's just move forward naturally in our aging. I just feel like right now, it just feels like everybody in my generation wants to be stuck in this 23, 24 time period of music and the style of music. And, you know, I'm outside and, you know, hot girl summer. And
Hold on to what you love.
uh,
There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm curious.
no, but I think our definition of it is what's a little conscrewed.
What do you mean?
I think our definition of being outside much different from any other definition of being outside and stuff like that. In the aspect of, I think it's more detrimental to us in the long run because I think when we think of being outside, we think of burning bridges, we think of, you know, making wild decisions that we can never come back from, you know, stuff like that. Not making a calculated outside thing, you know what I'm saying? If that makes sense.
Everything is documented for y'all. Y'all don't have the freedom of
Right. That's what
like
I'm
that.
saying. Everything is documented. We can't go back and say, nah, that wasn't me. When you got 5 million Snapchat stories that you posted of it being you.
Yeah, there are definitely memories that are only memories in my head. Ain't no pictures, ain't no video, ain't
You see
no
what I'm saying? Like, let's create more dark events. Park
disconnected.
them
Disconnected.
phones
There's the way. Disconnected.
at the door. If we want to have a good time, let's just have a good time amongst each other. Memories only in the head.
But still, like I find it hard. And let's just say 10 years. Yeah, 10 years is good. 10 years is good. Because
Yeah.
y'all be in your early mid 30s and y'all really gonna be hitting some of the nostalgia waves like, oh, when I was young. Because even now, there are songs of ours that were like, well, yeah, that was, but we can admit that.
Right,
But that's
right.
not our whole catalog. I feel like with y'all,
It's the whole
90% is gonna
right.
be like it's gonna be like, ooh. And so I'm
That
curious, like,
whole is gonna be like that whole era of music was a mistake.
yeah. But I think it's gonna be interesting because that's gonna be y'all's, like that's y'all's. And so I'm really curious to see what as a generation, y'all are going to feel about your stuff looking back. Because you nostalgia, you want to have pride, you want to enjoy, you want to be able to look back, okay, yep, that was trash. Or you want to be able to look back like, okay, yeah, that was really good. I feel like the majority of y'all's look back is gonna be like, that was just a lot of trash. And I don't know what that's gonna do for y'all going forward. To where it's just that was just a lot of trash.
If anything, it's gonna allow us to keep moving y'all's music and the music that came before y'all forward because we're not gonna be able to pull from ours.
Well, no, because now that point you're going to have Gen Alpha behind you who's driving the scene, and
We are not.
y'all are already ruthless with how y'all are just like because like contemporaries. Like I be in some groups and we'll be talking like y'all are just ruthless with y'all's hating. Y'all hate
That's what I'm
for no
saying.
reason at all. Versus, once again, I understand the dynamic of younger hating on older, older hating on younger. But like when we was younger, yeah, maybe nobody was trying to hear Patti LaBelle, a Patti LaBelle jam. Like, yeah, that's what's really gonna get me going when I was younger. But I wasn't out here saying Patti LaBelle is just straight out trash and shouldn't be like on this earth or that music is just all trash. No, it just wasn't the immediate. Y'all are like, nah, that's just trash. Like the hate that y'all have for some of this stuff for no reason. It's just like, my lord,
It's wild for real. It's and it's in mass. You know what I'm saying? It's
it
not
is.
just.
It is.
It's there is. If you could like take a survey, I'm pretty sure not many of individuals in my generation across all color lines, right, have an appreciation for what came before. It's really ridiculous.
Y'all are so much trying to recreate what came before too, which is hilarious. Y'all try to hate on it so much, but then y'all are so envious and literally trying to recreate before in whatever way y'all envision it should be. That it's the two constantly clash. And I ain't gonna lie, some of us we just be sitting here like y'all are lost. Like y'all are
And I
lost.
and I get it from a sense of trying to dismantle certain systems that might not be the best,
Different
but
case.
they're
Different
not
case.
doing it the right way. Just because the system is coming down doesn't mean you can't still honor the greatness that came from it.
Right. We can all admit and we all do now as we see it being deconstructed. Yeah, previous systems or how things were being done necessarily weren't the best, granted. But the
Right.
product itself, what was created,
Beautiful.
beautiful. You can't hate on that. Y'all are so the system is trash or we're doing things better now, but y'all ain't creating nothing that's even remotely close.
You see what I'm saying? Do you
Like
see what I'm it's like it's biting us right back. Like
feel
how
good.
can you hate on something that was great and then release something that's trash and make statements like songs shouldn't be longer than 2 minutes and 30 seconds?
It's Y and Z conversation between the generations. I'm gonna actually do a slight shift here because I don't just want to be the old man. Um, I be hating sometimes because get off my lawn. I like to give credit where credit is due, when it is due. And so I remember a couple episodes ago, or it's actually a while ago, you know, I threw some hate towards Money Long with her song, you know,
Made for me.
Made for Me, because it was just missing some things. And it was almost there. It was just like, a little bit more. Let me give credit where credit is due, because this girl dropped a song on Friday.
Bruh, why did I just download it? I just downloaded it last night. I was like,
I,
hold on, Money Long dropped a song?
Money Long.
Tell you, bruh.
Let's talk about, once again, giving credit where credit is due. Money Long and her new song, Make Me Forget, which is an interpolation of D'Angelo's How Does It Feel, the untitled track. Um, and I love it because it didn't jump out at me at first. Like, oh my God, like it's not like some of your stuff now, which has just literally been straight copies of the same samples and literally
Yeah.
trying to put a new song. No, like you took this and did your own thing and gave all the elements. She gave you your verses, she gave you your chorus, she gave you your bridge. The girl gave you ad libs. Like there was actual harmonizing and layering and stuff and ad libs to build and go somewhere. She had an intro to the song. Like the verse didn't kick in for like a good 30, 40 seconds. And it's almost touching 4 minutes. I was like, all the elements are there, and you did it in a modern way. It was simple. It's beautiful. Like there
It's
has
chef's
not been a
kiss.
new song.
I'm telling you, Money Long is one of those. She's just one of those of this generation. Well, and I think even in part, it's because she's not from this generation. I
She's
think
my
that's
generation.
one of
Yeah,
the
she is my
it's
generation.
right. She's not from this generation, but she's still trying to make music for this generation. And she's just steady. She's the more she does, the better it gets. The
Uh,
more she does, the better it gets.
Like that to me was, I almost felt like taking it personal here, and I know it's not, but I almost felt like, oh, you heard my criticisms of this song and decided to do better on this new version. I know she didn't, but that's how I felt. I was like,
Nah,
oh,
bro. Money Long is watching Y and Z. She saw that episode where we
shout
said,
out money.
Money, you need a bridge. You need more in that song. And she gave it to
And she
us.
gave it to you. And it was beautiful. Like I was just I was like, it's like I said, right now I'm in the phase where you got to grab me with your song if I'm gonna care about it. Like she grabbed me. And I was like, yes, this is what it's supposed to feel like. I now need the industry to support, which is the sad part. Because I feel like as much blame as we put on your artists now, or the artists of today trying to create music, and we are now at a point where there is a lot of quality, there's some quality starting to be produced. I
Right.
feel like there is a turnaround, but unfortunately, there's nothing to support it. And that's
Right.
what we need. Like we need the backbone to support these people now.
Or
I
else
don't
it'll
know if
just be
y'all have it.
dependent. It'll just be dependent on social media culture. And honestly,
And
is
that
that
doesn't match
even
up.
better?
And that doesn't match up. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
Like
Industry backing that's a big backing. You need a section of the industry that's actually devoted towards people that's looking to steady advance these fundamentals of music.
it doesn't have to even be always advancing. It's simply this is quality, which aligns with what quality has been. It's not an exact mirror. We're taking things
Right,
from some
right.
place, but we need to have the place for it to live. And unfortunately, there's no place for this stuff to there's no place for it to live. And the
They're
ecosystem
living
right
on a
now,
piece of rock.
the ecosystem, like y'all not like doesn't support it like that, which is sad because like yeah, previously R&B has been dead, still dead, but it looks like there's possibility that we could, I won't say get back to the point where it was alive like back in the day, no, but I think there is a point where we can get to where the R&B genre and ecosystem of itself is fully actuated. I'll country music. Like country is its own beast. That's its own ecosystem. R&B needs to get to a similar place
Yeah.
where, yeah, we like, yeah, if we find mainstream Hot 100 success, great. But at the end of the day, like separate from the hip hop charts. I don't know R&B that's not classified as just like old or young. Like no, let it all play. What's good? Hell, give R&B. Let's the CMAs. Let's get the R&B MAs. Like give me an R&B body that is going to put
Right.
forth effort and work and lifting up the quality that is, and some of these artists who are really shining through and giving them a place to succeed and at least get to the point where it's like, yeah, we understand. The rest of the world don't, but those who are R&B lovers, we know what it is.
I'm telling you, that's because I mean they just bridged it all together as this is black music and
Look,
these are black genres.
how
So we're just gonna pile it all together.
much time we got? Okay, yeah, I think let's finally get into it here because I've said this statement maybe like 3 or 4 times on previous episodes. Hip hop is the worst thing to ever happen to R&B. Point blank, period. And it's a yin yang thing. I'm not saying hip hop is bad and rap is
Right,
bad,
right.
but the music of rap is one of the worst things that ever happened to R&B. Simply because we all know a lot of these genres are race defined, or at least R&B
Yeah,
and pop are. And so yeah, you had these other genres like blues and rock and roll and all these things created before and have sonic differences, and we all seen that they were black started. Shout out,
right.
all music is black music at the end of at the beginning of the day, but then kind of get co-opted or colonized when the other side
Colonize us.
comes in and makes like, oh yeah, we love this, but we want got to come in and make it our thing. R&B and soul was something they never really were fully able to do because when contrary to pop, it's all about who's singing. You have Blue Eyed
Right.
Soul and you have those folks that especially you see during the 70s and 80s who were like, yep, you were cool. You got it. And we're going to love your stuff.
Bobby Caldwell.
Right. Exactly. Prime example. John B in the 90s. Like you're not putting on a front. You're not faking, you know, but then hip hop comes along and hip hop becomes the cool new black thing, especially for the youth, which then overtakes
R&B.
It becomes the definition of what is black music to an extent in the popular sense, and
Right,
has literally
right. You think
buried
of black people, you think of hip hop.
right, and has literally buried R&B, and R&B has not been able to survive. Like, because you see it in the '90s, R&B was king. Hip hop was on its way up slowly. The 2000s, you start to see the shift. Hip hop starts to take off as R&B tails off, and hip hop now is on a run according to the charts, similarly to how R&B was back in the '90s at its peak. And R&B is just kind of lost. And like I said, now it's like black culture used to be like, yeah, it's your soul singers, it's your Quiet Storm, your slow jams, your fun, like all that stuff used to be what is black, and we know the world likes to
Black
be what is
music.
black without being black. But now hip hop has literally replaced that and has cast R&B to the side, and
Real
it's
bad. I mean,
real bad.
it I don't know who was in charge of that, but I think I think it was just a lack of realizing that black music doesn't have to be one thing.
Well,
And
they
they
wanted
were just
marketing, they
trying
wanted
to
to.
they wanted to be one thing, one definable thing. And instead of creating a space where both R&B and hip hop could live simultaneously, they were just like, nah, we only got space for one. Y'all duke it out and see who gonna win. Like what? And that's, I mean, it's exactly what happened. You
Yeah.
know, like you said, hip hop became the black thing. You thought of black people, you thought of hip hop, you thought of rappers, you thought of these rap groups, maybe maybe singing somewhere in there, or hip hop individuals who could be a little versatile and sing on certain songs. It's still hip hop. It is not R&B. It's not rhythm and blues. It is not what that is.
It's so muddy now. Like, so you even have singers now who are doing more rapping style influence kind of deliveries than actual singing. Once again, shout
Yeah,
out to Money Long on this new song, actually singing and bringing art to the track. Like, I think it's so representative of where things need to get back to, or and shown that it can be done in a way that's simply not copying what was done before.
right, right. We're not asking for another what's oh, we're not asking for another sweet love. You see what I'm saying? We're
I
not
want
asking for a duplicate of that. You know what I'm saying? We're just asking for true R&B music coming from the soul, slow jams, stuff like that that can
makes you
still
feel
be
something.
ingested
Makes you feel something.
in the 21st century.
Makes you feel
Makes
something.
you feel something.
It's funny. So I want to as we kind of transition a little bit into some recommendations, I saw a conversation. LeBron James' production company. I gotta pull it up on YouTube now just because I'm old and I forget stuff sometimes. Where's my history?
Let me tell y'all, he almost forgot to start recording the
I
episode.
did. Don't put me. Okay. Spring Hill. So LeBron James, Spring Hill. They do these table conversations sometimes. It's called
Uh-huh.
Dine In, and so they had one that just dropped the other day about the state of R&B. Featured Tank, Queen Naja, Amber Riley, Kenyon Dixon, and a couple others. They were talking about the state of R&B, and one of the things they talked about was how some of the singers were like, "Yeah, I only want to sing this if I can feel it." That's a problem. Y'all are too interested in being authentic. Because in fact, somebody made the statement. It may have been Kenyon. He made the statement,
Ooh.
if I don't feel the song, I'm not gonna sing it. And some of the best songs in history were the songs that the artist wasn't feeling.
This is very true.
A la Tony Braxton, Unbreak My Heart. Tony wasn't trying to sing that song. She hated
Nah,
it.
not at all. I think there needs to be yet again a trust, that artist producer trust. Even when the artist doesn't feel it, they trust their producer enough that the producer sees something in what they're making that's bigger than what they can see.
It's take it to an acting. It's almost like acting. I need some more R&B singers to be able to act nowadays. You don't need to have gone through this immediate breakup to be able to convey that with your voice. Allah, take Usher's
Yes.
Usher's confessions. We all were one. Is this Usher? Did he go through this? No, that was Jermaine Dupri's story. But Usher was able to sing it and convey it. I need more R&B artists today to get away from this. It has to be something I've gone through, or something that's instantly going to resonate with the fans because they know it's authentic to me. No, get the fuck out of here with that. I need you
Exactly.
to get
You
with
better
somebody
get
who
up
can
there
write the
and play
song.
on that stage.
Exactly. I need you to perform. You don't have to have gone through this immediate breakup. I don't need to know that he broke up with you on that Tuesday and you were crying on the floor and these no. I need you to sell that to me though if that's not your story. And that's why
And
a
people,
lot of your
people
artists need to
are
get into that.
people are crazy for real if they think everybody back in the day went through exactly what they were singing about.
Well, that's what a lot of your generation is looking from their artists, that authenticity. That I see your life on social media and that's also represented through your music.
Yes, yes, yes. It's that it's that Adele mindset. We all know Adele makes her best music when she's heartbroken because
And
she's
some
very
people
open
do
and
that.
public about it.
So, Adele's a great songwriter. She's not just a singer, she's a great songwriter. Every singer today is not a great songwriter.
Right. Oh, oh, we need to say that for next week. That's good. That's good. Oh, that's so good.
But yeah,
Because some people, like, I need them to understand it's not just the voice.
it's
It's
not.
not just the harmonies. It's not just the verses. But it's not just your vocal ability. It's your ability to tell a story.
And sometimes you can't do that. And it's okay to get with somebody who can. A la
Right.
Babyface. Babyface
Money
is known for
Long
that.
said for years she was a shadow writer. Writing songs. Didn't even want the credit.
Right. Not and also on the other side, not every songwriter needs to be their own solo artist singer.
Nah, bro. Let's be real on that one too.
Like
Like I love these lyrics, but your delivery,
like you said earlier, unfortunately, we're at a place where the ability to just drop something and put it out, which they mentioned in this piece, I'll include a link in the description below for you to check out. Which they mentioned in this piece, the ability to be like, yep, I can record this in my bedroom and get it up in 5 minutes. You need someone, or you need some people to be like, nah, we can make this better, or we can tweak this, or we can do this, like the revision process. It can't just be, yep, I felt this, it's authentic, and I put it up and it's gonna work. That's not
this okay. This is for real. What I'm gonna talk about next week. In Black music, there needs to be community. I think that's what we're really, really missing out on. We're missing out on community because if some of these people truly had a community, they be like, "Hey, bro, go ahead and take that down. Take that down right now. You should have never really like. We need the ability to be reproached." And just having that relationship with a few people that's kind of like, whoa, this is not you. This is this whatever you're trying to put out. Let's refine it. You know what I'm saying? There is such a lack of community in my generation. These loners, I could talk about this for all day. I know we got to get up out of here. This community of loners, oh my God, I hate it.
it's that
I hate
individualized.
the idea of I don't need nobody. I can grind by myself. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Not even grind. I can experience the world through my own lens by myself, and how I view it is the only thing that matters. And that's beyond. That's that's we see that in politics. We see that in a lot of, like, my opinion and my view is the only thing that matters, and it's only the one that's right. Nobody else's matters. Nobody, but y'all are quick to be like, oh, we're lonely as fuck. Well,
Right, right. You keeping yourself lonely. Talk about I can't find no friends.
Y and Z, conversation between the generations. Once again, shout out to Money Long. Make me forget. Whew.
We
Right
love
now,
you over
I am
here.
stamping that as my
Y
best
and
song of
Z,
2024.
Y and Z, we love you, Money Longs.
Yes, you did it. If you give me an album, because the album is coming, if you deliver an album on this level, yeah, like, share, subscribe. You guys, you got a take you want to make? You want to comment? You want us to respond and go deeper into something? You want to call us out? Let us know. Comment box, follow us. You see the ads, they right there. Whatever it is, holler at us. Bring the smoke. We take it.
Oh
Gen
yeah.
Z might run, but millennials, we don't
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
run.
whoa,
Hey,
whoa,
don't
whoa.
forget the other week, brother. You
I
were
was running from that smoke because I didn't want to take it then. But now that I cut my hair off, ah. We here to take the smoke in there.
cut it off the top so you're hoping it grows on the bottom more. Anyways,
I'm just
nuts.
saying, let's not get into the unhealthy region health that your generation was displaying. Just out here, just ah. Hope thankfully my generation came around and we were like, we're doing away with that. We're doing away with the stigmatisms of men not having great ball health.
In the classic words, nigga, where's your stash? And on that note, mine's easy to divide. We out of here. Until next time. Peace out.
Peace out, y'all.